that where you're going to start there?
Mm-hmm. I'm fine right here.
Yeah, that's good. Good sound.
What is up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva, and I am back again for another Tuesday night with you guys. This is a Diva Disturbed on BFAM 109.6. Once again, if you want to call in and join the conversation, because tonight is a special night. This show is totally dedicated to Nipsey Hussle. May he rest in peace. Prince of the Hood, King of the Hood is what we can kind of refer to him as. 678-383-4378 is the number to call in, or just put your comments down in the chat feature, and we can talk that way too. The Diva does it all. But tonight, before we get into Nipsey Hussle and the reality TV and pastors misbehaving badly and news out of my actual hometown of Dallas, Texas. All the criminal reports coming out of Dallas. I was like, dang, it sounds a lot like the city of Long Beach, my adopted hometown. But anywho, so what's been going on with the Diva this week? So y'all, God is so good. That's all I'm going to say. So one of my favorite artists, Van Hunt, got on his t-shirt. Hey, Mr. I am dust. Blown away. Hey, I'm sorry, Van, if you happen to catch this on the playback. You know I love you. I love you so much. So either way, I was at Vinyl. My producer is cracking up. I was at Vinyl this weekend, okay, here in Atlanta, and I had the privilege of seeing Mr. Van Hunt perform, and that was the first time I got to see him perform. And I spent 12 years almost in the City of Angels, and he lived right in North Hollywood. And he never really did any concerts, at least not that I knew of. I said, well, hell, maybe he was chasing music and I was chasing comedy at the time, okay? So, yeah, hey, Paul. Okay. Somebody is on. Okay, well, we're gonna block him. Can we block him?
Yep. Highlight name, block person.
Okay.
Come on, people, act your age
right.
now.
He talking about with your windy wood. Okay, whatever. Okay.
No, he's not going after a diva now.
Okay, now he's saying message was deleted. Okay, good. So anyways, let me not be distracted by people who are special needs. Okay, and obviously rode the short bus. You want to come on and talk to somebody you don't even know. But either way, so I got to see Van Hunt. I want to say special thank you to one of my guardian angels who made sure I got to go see him. But I did want to talk about something that is disturbing about attending concerts that are standing room only. General admissions, whatever you want to call it. So here's the deal. I got there early. Didn't realize that I actually was going to end up in the front. Okay, like in the front, like I'm on the speaker and on some of the lighting equipment. And, oh, wow, these people are crazy. So anyway, but at least people are watching. So, hey, it's crazy on here. But either way, so I was there and people were like, excuse me, can you move? Excuse me. what was it? Can you move? Can you? And I'm just like, okay, first of all, I got here early. Yes, I'm aware that I'm 5'11", and I'm probably blocking, but if you know that you're short, you probably should get there early. And I don't mind moving because I understand that, but at the same time, you doing it throughout the whole concert, really? Like, we all up in here trying to have a good time. So you want to be rude about it, okay? So either way, all I'm saying is, people, don't disturb the diva while she's trying to see one of her favorite artists of all times that a lot of people haven't heard of. He's a very gifted musician. He wrote that song "Hopeless" by well, who is it? Dion? No, not Dion. Is it Dion? I can't remember her name. But either way, he actually wrote this song. They say I'm hopeless, like a penny with a hole in it. I think it was on the Best Man soundtrack. But you can check out his albums. They're all on Tidal. They're everywhere, anywhere music is sold. Okay. So I just wanted to plug that. I loved it. Great concert, Van Hunt. If you ever should see this, just know you are much appreciated in the Divas world. So we have a lot of comments coming in on my YouTube, which is a little disturbing because somebody named Fat Boy said he sold the rock, he got the Glock, laughing my fucking ass off. I just want y'all to know, Dion Ferris, that's her name. Nipsey had info that could lead to Hillary Clinton's arrest. Bill Clinton shot that nigga in the face like he did Monica. Okay, people, the man is dead, and y'all are being very disrespectful here on the Divas YouTube. I like the fact that you are watching, but we not gonna have those types of conversations going on here, okay? Oh wow, these people are just ridiculous.
What that does.
So anyway, I don't know, it says put them in timeout. Thank you, YouTube, for having that, but y'all gotta go. If y'all are not gonna be here, the man is dead. He had a family, he had 2 children. So let's get into talking about Nipsey Hussle, since we have some people on YouTube that are choosing to be rude and disrespectful to the dead, regardless of what you think about the lifestyle that he was leading. That's the #1 thing that we talk about, particularly in church, especially, is when people give their lives over to Christ. They used to run dope and whoremonger and everything else, whatever the terms are. You know, it's kind of like people want to judge you for where you've been, but not for where you're going. And yeah, there was a lifestyle that he was a part of that a lot of us don't agree with, but sometimes there's no choice in the matter. And that was one of the things I often argued with when I was clerking for the public defender's office with our ADA that we had to work with, which assistant district attorney. I would always say some of us don't have choices. And, you know, you and I, you know, were blessed to have those, but some of us just weren't blessed to have it. So we got to think about this. But one of the things that we got to respect about Nipsey Hussle is his hustle. Okay. He went from gang banging to an artist. He took that money as an artist and flipped it and reinvested in the very hood where he stood and used to sell drugs on the corner. You got to commend somebody for that, because he could have gotten famous, left the hood altogether and forgot about it and went and lived in Chino Hills or Beverly Hills or Agora Hills. You name a hill, he could have been there in LA, because Lord knows the scenes from up there are gorgeous. He could have moved to, what is that, Westchester, that's over there by the airport. I wanted to live there when I was in LA, but baby, that bank salary wasn't paying enough, okay? So it wasn't. It just wasn't. And so the thing about Nipsey Hussle, he was at his business establishment on Sunday and was gunned down. 5 shots to the body, 1 shot to the head is my understanding. Why? Was it because there's 3 things. There's 3 theories. The number one that's going on right now on my YouTube, which everybody's blowing up about, is the fact that he used to gangbang. Could be gang affiliated, live by the gun, or live by the sword, die by the sword. In this case, you know, you run the streets, it happens. I don't think that was it. The other theory is the fact that everyone knows about Dr. Sebi. If you don't know who Dr. Sebi is, he was a holistic doctor who claimed to have cured AIDS, cancer, and other and basically taught people how to live a healthy lifestyle where certain things wouldn't take them out. Okay. The government is believed killed Dr. Sebi. He was arrested again for practicing medicine without a license and was confined. I think he died like 2 years ago in jail, in prison. Nipsey Hussle decided to do a documentary. Now, let's roll it back. Lisa Left Eye Lopez also was associated with Dr. Sebi. I think at that time, Dr. Sebi was living in Honduras. As you recall, Lisa Left Eye Lopez's fate was met with her SUV rolling over and crashing, and she allegedly died of injuries sustained in the crash. However, it's believed that there was a bullet hole in her head at the time of her passing. That is one theory about it. Now they believe that Nipsey Hussle also met that fate because he was going to bring to the world Dr. Sebi's secret cures and elixirs, okay? I don't know how true that is. The other theory is that the government did it, okay? Why? Because the government does not like it when Black people are on the come up. That's one theory. Number two, like I've also said about what I've said about how the hood, the ghetto, whatever you want to call it, the poverty-stricken areas, the blighted areas, some would call, the areas that a lot of places are actually ideal for people that no longer want to live in the suburbs, so they gentrify them. That's what he was trying to prevent. Because for some reason, when you get in the hoods, it's like, it's the forgotten stepchildren, basically. And so he was trying to save the hood. They didn't like that. And I remember on one of his songs that I just listened to, he was saying something about he had like 100 million, some sort of investment that he wanted to make in like a commercial property in the hood, in South Central or South LA. It's LA, it's South LA now, you know, we're gentrified now. It's no longer South Central. That has a negative connotation. But, you know, it's kind of like, why would you want to stop that type of greatness? Why would you want to stop his heartbeat, his mind and soul? But here's the thing, as we all know, in any assassination that goes on, no matter what, we will carry on. I think that Nipsey had enough influence within the entertainment world for others to step up. We know that Nick Cannon is now going to take over presenting the Dr. Sebi documentary. Some people on my Facebook, which I find disturbing, I said it just goes to show that that's part of the reason why, especially in the Black community, so many of us are like ignorant and just, you know, are indifferent about our circumstances and also kind of just hopeless about them. But we're going to continue talking about this in the next segment because this really is about Nipsey Hussle. Check this out. This is BFAM 109.6. I am Miss Sophia the Diva. This is a Diva Disturbed.
There is another theory. There was 3 or 4 days before this happened, a young Black kid, Blood, came into his clothing store, and he asked him to leave, said he doesn't do any gangbangers in the store. He said, yeah, but you was a Blood, I'm a Blood, it's okay. He goes, no, you didn't understand me. No gangbangers in my store. Doesn't matter if you're Blood or Crip, no gangbangers. Supposedly the person he told that to was the guy that caught the shot. He was in his store a couple hours before that day he shot him and 3 days before that.
Wow.
Yeah. But you can't hear the video. There's video of the kid in the store, the 29-year-old.
Yeah, he's, you know, Nipsey.
He's a Blood.
No, Nipsey's a Crip.
I don't know which one he was. I know
Crip.
Before my time.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh, he was with Snoop. Okay.
All of them are Crips.
Yeah.
No, Snoop was out of Long Beach, and then he was what they call, was the Rolling 60s. Is that?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But the thing is, though, like, my friend was saying is that there's not a lot of 30-year-old gangbangers anymore in LA.
I'm saying that's really old for gangbangers.
That's why we know, you wonder if it's gang affiliated, right. But it could be just because on the strength that he's out here doing good. And, you know, there are people that want to see ill come. For some reason, people get upset when you try to make changes that are beneficial Absolutely. To everyone. I don't get that mentality, but I was talking to a mental health professional, and he was telling me, he said, sometimes people don't know how to ask themselves, why does it bother me that this person is doing good? Why is that bothering me? Not he's making me act like this. You know, it's this, you know, no one wants to accept responsibility. So I will say this when Nipsey, because I was at the concert, like before it got started, and I was like, Nipsey Hussle shot. That was TMZ's first report in front of his store. And I was like, what? Because I know like the school that he's going to, I remember going to that school to do a financial literacy presentation, you know, trying to keep the kids abreast about budgets and all that good stuff. And I like that he started a STEM program, you know, science, technology.
He did that?
Yeah, he started a program there at that school. What is the name of that
ties
school?
It back into the cancer thing. I still think it's the government too. I just can't figure out why they would send a 29-year-old Crip person in there. The government can't be that stupid because they know 29-year-olds awful old for, you know, a person sent the shot. Usually the 29-year-olds are given the orders.
Well, you know, during the civil rights era, during Martin Luther King's time with the Black Panthers, the feds always sent somebody in. Just like during Ferguson, we believe that there were people, like people think COINTELPRO is dead, embedded. No, it still happens. They still are surveying people that want to bring about positive change. Just embrace it. Find a setback for making comeback. That's my favorite. My nigga L said you do something with that. Take out your better grip. I said it in the first year. Words out of skips about folks from the streets to back businesses. Level phone y'all living, get it to cross the prison name. Listen close, my nigga. What is up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Sophia, the Diva, back here for a Diva Disturbed. A lot of y'all up here disturbing me tonight on BFAM 109.6. If you want to be part of the conversation, please call in at 678-334-378. Tonight, this show is dedicated to the late, and I'm going to even call him the great, Nipsey Hussle. May he rest in peace. Our prayers go out to his family, and particularly his partner in crime. Is not literally crime, of course, but Lauren London, the beautiful Lauren London. We're praying for you. You know, they do have a son together. I think Cross is about 3 years old now, 3 or 4 years old. So, I mean, that's why I was trying to explain to people is that not only is he deceased, but his family is left behind with that. He has 2 children without a father. And that's really sad. You know, and he had some bars too, you know. The thing is that he wasn't just doing this. That's the other thing. That's another theory we have too, is that my friend and I were talking, and it's really disturbing. Some of y'all love the trap music, whatever it is that, you know, like the Migos and Lil whoever's out, Lil Pump, Lil Uzi Pump. I don't know. Everybody little these days and Lil Dumb. Okay. Because I'm sitting there watching these videos because every now and then my mind will take me, you know, to mindless TV, Revolt for one. And they were playing something. I was like, who is this child? Lil Pump, Uzi Pump. I don't know. But either way, you know, it's just like he actually had something to say of substance, like Tupac. Like, right now, Tupac has been dead. He died in 96. So what is that? 22, 23 years almost. And so his words still resonate with us. Like, I still remember lying, we're not ready for a Black president. We were never ready for a Black president in America. We got one, but we still weren't ready because look what we got right after him. The village idiot, okay? Agent Orange. So, you know, it's just very telling about the time. So he made music that actually made sense, that want to motivate, like Jay-Z's albums, okay? Or T.I. even has stuff out there that makes you think. And that's the other thing we're talking about. T.I. is always in his community too, but you've never seen anything like that before. So, and it's LA. So the theories are out there, you know, it's Dr. Sebi, it's gang, it's the government. And let me tell you something, government will use us as an instrumentality against our own people. Believe that. And on top of that, the photographer during the civil rights times, quiet as it kept, people don't, that news story kind of flashed right there. Come to find out he was an informant for the government. Okay, he's snapping pictures, but getting info too. Okay, so that's how the government was always able to know what the civil rights moves were. Okay, so but people, please stop with the craziness. And you know what else is sad? I don't know if the LAPD was trying to keep that under wraps, but there were reports coming out during the visual and the memorial that y'all had last night in LA in front of his store that people were getting trampled. There were shots fired. The LAPD played it down, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. It's LA. Right now, it's LA. But it's just like, Nipsey died from gun violence. Why would you want violence, period? And you're supposed to be honoring his memory. We don't do that. He was leaving that. He had left that life behind, people. So if that's what was going on, then I don't know. Because, I mean, it's LAPD. Who wants to know that people get, but they did admit that people were being injured, okay? The other thing about Nipsey Hussle, we have identified a suspect. His name is Eric Holder. He's 29 years old. He was seen in front of the store. Him and Nipsey were in a heated argument. And he decided that, you know, I'm going to take him out. So he shot him. Another bizarre thing about this is that people, why were y'all showing up close and personal video of Nipsey getting attended and laying on the ground bleeding out and getting CPR or whatever? What was that about? Why did we need to see that? Why did any of us need to see that? Another thing, somebody was saying that he shouldn't have been getting chest compressions if he had a head wound. So I don't know what that was about either. I don't know if this person was a paramedic or a medical professional, whatever. But my prayers just go out to that family. If you all have anything to contribute about this, but like I said, my only thing that really disturbs me about all of this, number one, he was only 33 years old and was trying to turn the community around. I mean, did y'all know that not only had he started the clothing store, but he also started like a shared space, like a WeWork. And here in Atlanta and in DC, we have them called The Gathering Spot, where you can jointly work together. It's called Vector 90, where people could come and collaborate, meet, and network with other people. That's what those spaces are about. Or like right now, where we do our broadcast is right here in a place called Spaces. I mean, can you imagine, you know, the growth and all the businesses that could expand and grow because people are like, yo, you're doing this, I'm doing this. Let's get together and partner up and see what we can come up with. So it was all about growth and development too. And the STEM programs he had started, you know, and everyone has that. Like for me personally, my dream, because now where I live in Atlanta. And my goal also is to buy back the block. I personally never grew up in the hood, but you know, I feel like everyone's entitled to opportunities that were afforded to me growing up middle class and going to some nice public. I got public school education, but it was decent. But I think that it's very important that we have centers in our communities that help people. I think it's very important that we make big business accountable. Like banks do have financial literacy programs and they can help you get, but people don't know about the resources, nor do they know how to reach out to them. So let me put that out for you. And that's what I liked about Nipsey. He was trying to bring knowledge, wealth, and empowerment to a community that had been disenfranchised and demoralized, for lack of better terms. So we can revisit Nipsey Hussle throughout this broadcast. But I know that y'all want to know what has been going on in the world outside of entertainment losing an angel, a king. So let's get into this story. I was supposed to talk about it last week, but let's talk about pastors behaving badly. And who we're going to get into first is
Keep talking.
Who we're going to get into first is Pastor John Gray. Okay. Y'all know John Gray. We met him on the OWN network. Oprah gave him a show, The Book of John Gray. And, you know, he's this little happy, cheery, fat pastor who came out of Joel Osteen's church. Okay. And never in a million years would I have thought that Pastor John Gray would be stepping out on his wife. At least not with a woman. Don't judge me. I know I wouldn't. I'm just going to say, I'm a comedian. I'll say it. Okay. So I was like, I know I'm not the only one that was thinking that, because when it came out that he had a mistress, okay, I was like, who is this behind me? Oh my God. That's our other.
That's Michael McFadden.
Michael, he from Swats, Southwest Atlanta, baby, in the house. Okay. So anyway, John Gray has a mistress, y'all, and honey, we got what's his name? Lawrence Reed. Oh my God, he had all the tea, baby. Oh my goodness, I was like floored, because what it is, sometimes we found out from the mistress with John Gray and his wife Aventer. Let me tell y'all something. Lawrence Reed is crazy, because he doesn't call them John Gray. He doesn't call him Pastor John Gray and Aventer. He calls them Avenger and TD Jakes Jr. or Lil Jakes or whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? Really? So John Gray, we know that he came out before the church, and him and Aventer were before the church talking about how some woman was trying to come in between him. And he told his wife that it was an emotional relationship, right? So we also saw John Gray not too long ago buy his wife a $200,000 Lambo. Okay. What she need a $200,000 Lamborghini for? I mean, to each their own, but baby, you seem more like a Bentley or a Rolls type of chick. Plus you got 2 children, but okay. Not only that, but he also, what did he do? Remember, he was on Sister Circle, and he was up there talking about how his wife rebirthed him like he was some grown-ass baby or something. And I was giving the side eye about that. And then this dude named Jackson, that's like a relationship specialist, was talking about it. And then Avender started attacking him, basically like, don't nobody talk about my husband like that. Let me tell you something. I know you just got married, Mr. Jackson. And then John Gray, that's right, get it. And I'm just like, what kind of dysfunctional relationship is it? Well, now we know all the secrets are out. The mistress has text messages. He was putting her up in the same hotel him and his wife was in. He was sowing a seed, honey. He told her to check her cash app. All kinds of stuff, baby. He talking about the Lord told me you were in need. I said, well, Lord, let me pray over my cash app so somebody can say, we know Diva needs some money. But wait a minute, y'all. I shouldn't be laughing. I know I'm a good Christian woman. But I'm going to pray for John Gray. But let me get this out. What I was thinking when he said, I said, he doing more than sowing a seed. Okay. It's some seeds being sown. Okay. He even did. And I think she lives here in Atlanta because they were talking about he was here in Atlanta to see her or whatever. But wait a minute. David, let me get my thoughts together. Wait. So she said that when he gives her money, he'll like FaceTime her and be like, okay, let me see a titty. Can I see a titty? Mm-hmm. And then he'll jack off. And when he comes, y'all, he speaks in tongues. Oh, he remembers. Yes, Lord. I said the visual is everything on this. Okay, God, I'm going to hell for this. I done lost my seat in the kingdom. Okay. But I was like, baby, he's sowing a seed. Is it well, okay, y'all. But we're gonna be back to talk more about these pastors behaving badly. I'm Miss Sophia, the Diva. This is the Diva Disturber on BFAM 109.6. We'll be right back.
We might be back.
I'm terrible. I'm going to hell. I am going to hell.
Man, that man's going to hell. That's who's going to hell.
My friend Jennifer said he planted a seed. It's more like it. And then my friend Michelle said I am. She talking about he was sowing a seed. All right. But don't everybody else want the Lord to tell somebody to sow a seed and they Cash App or they Zelle or they PayPal? I need somebody to sow a seed. Speaking of which, even though it's not that time, shout out to Starship for sponsoring my shows, number one. But number two, I need another sponsor, y'all. So come on now. We need to raise at least $200 monthly for the Diva show. So y'all can always Cash App me at Diva 1977. Y'all can always Cash App. Or if you know my email or phone number, those of you who know me personally, y'all can always hit that Zelle. It'll go to either Navy Federal or USAA. Okay. Yes, AFIA did protect, serve, and defend. Okay, I'm more like serve because I wasn't trying to defend nothing. I'm just going to be real because I wasn't trying to die for this country right about now, y'all. Although I was in there during the Clinton years, so I didn't have to worry about getting shot at. You know, we were trying to be peacekeepers, but even I didn't go. Oh my God, my friend said, go find one of the pastors. Girl, you know what? Let me tell you something. Diva will not date a pastor. Okay, I grew up in a family dominated by male ministers. I ain't about that life. First of all, I'd probably be shot some people in the church because some of them sisters try to hold your husband a little bit too long. And then I have to be like Sister Adele, I'm going to have to shoot your ass because I pack a 22 every time I sit in the second pew. You know, that's usually where the first lady says she usually sit in the second pew. Although I had an aunt, my aunt was a musician. She always played the organ for the church. She was the minister of music. But for the most part, most first ladies come down to the front in their big church lady hat and they be decked out in St. John by Marie Gray or something that they got down to the Asian lady mean. The church lady outfits and all the bling, okay? Matching purse, clutch, and everything. All right. It's Miss Sophia the Diva. We are here on the Diva Disturber celebrating the life and times of Mr. Nipsey Hussle, as well as talking about other things at the top of the blog. If you want to be part of the conversation here on BFAM 109.6, call in at 678-383-4378. Now, when we last left you, we were talking about Pastor John Gray, but I just want to take a pause real quick and let's talk about Miss Lauren London. It has been 2 days now. Okay, 41 minutes ago, Lauren London released her first statement, and this is what she had to say about her love and father of her second son and second child. She tweeted that he was my rock. I am completely lost. I've lost my best friend, my sanctuary, my protector, my soul. And they had a 3-year-old son together whose name was Cross. So let's lift our sister up, Lauren London, in prayer. Let's prayer, vibes, whatever it is you believe in, just send some good things her way to that family overall, because LA is hurting. My city is hurting. And, nothing can be worse than losing someone that you thought you were going to spend the rest. I mean, if he was like 80, we would kind of be like, okay, even if you know it's coming, it makes it a little easier, but you just don't see this, And, people were on here talking about he was about that life, he was this, but it don't matter. But, sometimes we got to realize this. We all have a time and a purpose on this earth, and perhaps his time and purpose was served. I've buried friends. I'm 42. When I was 21 years old, I had to rationalize the reality of burying a friend that was 21 years old right along with me. I've buried a friend a couple of years ago. She was only 42, I believe, at the time that she passed. We didn't see it coming. And so it happens. It happens. But the violent part of it, yeah, it would be one thing, you know, if it had been an aneurysm or, you know, just a heart attack or something, but to be so violently gunned down. So prayers up for Lauren London. Now, God forgive me, because I'm back on these paths to see these predators in the pulpit. Now Pastor John Gray's church, you know, he now pastors a church in North Carolina. Baby, he was online panhandling for money to pay for a roof. I think they have to pay like $250,000 or something like that. I said, why don't you take that Lambo back that you bought as, I admit it, I did it, I cheated. God forgive me, Avenger. But, you know, take that Lambo back and get it. And my friends were like, anybody who donates to that is a fool. Let me tell you something. He lucky he still got that church, because you know how them old church folk are, especially, I don't know what I don't know if it's non-denominational, what type of church it is, but I know Baptist folk quick to vote a minister out if they get out of line. Oh, pastor was dipping in the money. He got to go. Okay. Now, let me say this. Pastors are entitled to luxuries. Okay. As a PK, let me tell you something. They entitled to luxuries. What they are not entitled to is to glorify and make it all about money. Okay. As Christians, we are entitled to have wealth. And if you know, in the Bible, it teaches us that God is wealthy. He don't want us all to be out here suffering and being poor and stuff. But at the same time, he doesn't want you to exploit his people and mislead them. Because one of the things we know that in this day and age, look, I'm preaching to you, you know, shut up. Okay, let me not do that. My mama gonna come get my ass. It
wasn't me. It was not me.
But, you know, you can't be out here doing stuff and then trying to cover that shit up with a goddamn Band-Aid. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You can't be out here doing that. You can't be out here praying on parishioners and other people. Now, the woman, let me tell you about this mistress. Everybody was online talking about how dumb she was. She relied to her detriment on promises made by a man that was not hers. Okay. Because she was in the process of divorcing her husband, and John apparently told her he was going to take care of her. I got you, boo. I'm going to pay for your daughter to go to school. I was like, he balling like that? Well, I might sell some more books. Joseph of Arimathea was the reason why Jesus was not burned like normal customs, because he was wealthy. Okay. Amen. So, I didn't even know that, Nichelle. I did not know that. That's good to know. That's something new for me. But John Gray told this woman, and everybody's like, I can't believe she got duped and believed. I'm gonna tell you something. There are some men out there that are very charismatic, and I tell you, anybody can fall for the okie doke. Even me. I haven't personally. You ain't seen me out there putting on Reeboks and drinking grape Kool-Aid or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, look at how many people are in Scientology that are coming out the woodwork saying how horrible it was and how they got duped into it. Because let me tell you something, people, it happens even to the best of us. Education, you could be a Mensa member and end up falling for it. If you don't know what Mensa is, just Google it, honey. It's for the people that's really got a high IQ. I ain't there yet, but you know Cat Williams is. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But yeah, I was like, girl, you should know he is not your man. The storyline is always the same, ladies. I'm going to leave my wife. I ain't happy. He going to tell you everything you want to hear just so he can get in your cookie jar and have FaceTime milk and cookies with you. Okay, so to speak, and then have a little tongue session with Jesus because it was just that good. Okay. But all I'm saying is that John Gray, get your shit together. You can't be out. Here's the thing. There are many men, they are men of God, and I want y'all to never, ever be surprised about what happens with ministers, okay? They are men. They are flesh. They have urges and needs just like, Just them same urges you out here, you get hot and you want to get that handle, they have it too. The problem is that they're held to a higher standard and they should always be aptly aware of that. But some of them just give in, just like, and that's part of what's wrong with the Catholic Church. That's part of what's wrong with the Catholic Church. Okay. You trying to force them to suppress something that's natural based on the teachings of Paul. To this day, we don't know what Paul's thorn was in his side. Okay. My theory about the Apostle Paul was that he was possibly homosexual. That was my thought. Because he always was talking about abstaining. For some reason, when I was reading a scripture one night about him, that's what came to me. So please don't get mad at me and start throwing stones and crystals and stuff at me. I'm just saying that's what I thought his thorn might be. So don't be surprised when your pastor falls from grace because he was up here playing with sister so-and-so in the pews, okay? Or he done went and found his childhood best friend. His best friend said John Gray, the only reason he married Aventure is because he claimed she looked good on paper. Okay, she looked like she would make for a good first lady because the lady he was messing with is actually the woman he wanted to be with. Now, he claimed to have been a virgin when he got married. I don't believe that anymore. Then I believe that, I'm trying to think, what do I believe? I believe that Scientology is a legit religion, okay? Because if you got aliens and things coming at you, y'all should know that ain't no real thing. I don't know. God bless y'all for believing it, okay? But John Gray, get it together. You got a roof that needs to be fixed. You should have thought about that before you went out and was messed up and got caught. And here's the thing about it. You should have just went on and admitted that you were out here creeping. Okay, because now it's cost you your reputation. If you had gotten in front of it and gotten you an Olivia Pope, you probably would have been okay. Okay, because here's the thing. We appreciate you being like, because Christians are very, very forgiving. Okay, they really are because that's what we're taught. But the thing is that you lied and manipulated the situation. And now your church stands in need and we all looking like, why? And I know you got your money from book deals, speaking engagements, and that type of thing. I know some pastors that don't even take a salary from their church. But at the same time, people who are on the outside looking in, they don't understand that. And, I don't know what Joel Osteen gonna do about you because, Joel got rid of Israel Halton for messing around with his now wife when he was still married. So he probably gonna oust you too. So there will be no more Bible study for you and no more Lakewood Church checks for you. Okay, so you need to get your stuff together. As a matter of fact, I think you should take a sabbatical from your church if they will allow you. So you can go in your prayer closet and get yourself together and learn what speaking in tongues really is about, okay?
Doug Dowdy says he had a physical issue. Many theologians believed it was his eyes.
Okay. Well, thank you. I wasn't sure, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying, but I was just saying that that's something that came to me while I was in my own Bible study. That's what maybe he was, he never acted on it, but he had urges for it. That's why I think the Catholic Church thinks they should be the way that they are. It's about that time. Okay, so when we come back, we've got another pastor behaving badly, and we are going to want to kill him. I am Miss Sophia the Diva. We're on BFAM 109.6, and this is a Diva Disturbed.
All right, see how we're in break. I did a little research for you.
All right.
Lauren London and Nipsey actually did an interview for GQ.
Oh, it was so cute.
You already saw it?
I watched it. I couldn't watch it.
What is my favorite thing about you? And he responded, my spirit. I gotta see it. No, it was my favorite book.
Okay.
I gotta see it.
I'm a mute.
Oh, it's 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes. So I couldn't get
Men and Women of God. Great show. Hard to hear in the bowling alley.
Who's in the bowling alley?
Doug Downey is bowling.
Doug, you be bowling.
Doug,
you be bowling for your life, babe. I am so down for that, Doug. Thanks for joining the conversation.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but that's the other thing
That's
about
the same one.
yeah, but that's the other thing about John Gray too. The mistress was saying that him and his wife would get on and do live on Instagram or whatever. And if they were fighting, it was, if you really paid attention, people from the outside wouldn't know. But she would be mad and he would be like, the devil is always busy. She was like, it sure is. He sure is. And I was like, what kind of dysfunctional craziness is this?
So the story on my life, running on my life, sacrifice, us making price, one slice, not the bug dice, that's why on my life, I've been running on my life, on my life, running on my life.
Oh, what's up? This is Miss Sophia the Diva. We're back here on BFAM 109.6. All right, welcome back to A Diva Disturbed. Again, this show is dedicated to the life and times of Nipsey Hussle. All right. So pastors behaving badly. We just talked about John Gray. We're gonna be in prayer for you, church, John Gray Church out there. Where is it, in Riley, wherever it is? But this one will make you want to. Let me put it this way: if I didn't want to protect the fact that I still need to get my license to practice law, I would find this pastor and go clean upside his head. You are not a pastor. You are Satan's spawn. You nasty mofo. Okay. So this Ohio pastor, this story came out a couple of years ago. And I remember hearing about it, but I never heard anything else about it. This pastor promised to love God and protect this young lady that was only 14 years old. Her family had fell on hard times. And of course, where are you supposed to go as good Christian folk for help and love and support? Your church. And this pastor took advantage of that very situation. So he is in jail for having sex with a girl starting when she was 14 years old and encouraged 2 other male pastors to also participate in having sex with her. And it's really rape because she was not of age to even consent to it. So this pastor, Anthony Haynes, who is 40, the former pastor of a church called Greater Life Christian Center in Toledo, Ohio. This is from The Root. If y'all are not familiar with theroot.com. He stood before his entire congregation telling his mother he would take care of the daughter, but instead groomed the girl and began having sex with her daily, sometimes at his church, shortly after she turned 14. The reports say that the girl, now 19, moved in with the Haynes family after her mother could no longer care for her and her siblings. The relationship lasted 3 years. And in that time, 2 other Toledo pastors had sex with her as well with the support of Haynes. Those 2 men have pleaded guilty and are now awaiting sentencing. They say that the Blade reports federal prosecutors said the grooming started shortly after the girl moved into their household. Haynes had sex with her at his church, in his vehicle, at motels, and inside a storage area where he worked. Prosecutors said there were photos of the girl performing oral sex on him saved to his phone. When she had sex with him, she got money. When she didn't have sex with him, she got nothing. So after about The Root, I love how they say, this is not funny, but they just word stuff sometimes. They say after about a year into this ungodly relationship, Haynes introduced her to Kenneth Butler, another pastor who began having sex with her. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, Haynes denies all of this. Of course you are. You deny. Unbelievably, the story gets sick and even more stupid. According to the AP, Haynes' wife and stepdaughter are accused of kidnapping the girl at gunpoint from her apartment in January and threatening her if she testified against Haynes at trial. Court's documents say that the pair choked the teen with a cord, telling her to take back statements she made to investigators. NBC News reports that jurors found Haynes guilty Wednesday on charges of sex trafficking and child sexual exploitation. He faces up to life in prison. He will be sentenced on June 17th. His wife is now also in jail as well. That is a child, okay? A child. What the hell were you thinking? And please don't give me that bull about the flesh is weak, okay? No, you're sick. And obviously you have no respect for, you lied, okay? You lied to this woman's family and told them you were going to take care of her. That is not what foster parents do. That is not what guardians are supposed to do. You sick bastards. All of you that were complicit in this. And one of the things I'm tired of, women, I'm so tired of you protecting these sick ass men. I really am. Stop it. She ain't got to take back anything. And now you're dumb behind in prison too, chasing in behind a fool man because you don't want to believe that he actually would do some sick stuff like that. Well, wake up, ladies. It happens. Oh, no, he was just trying to help her. He was trying to mentor her. Sure. Meanwhile, he's exploiting her and taking advantage of her. Hey, Kenny, thanks for joining the conversation. Yes, I'm going to speak the truth because one of the things I don't like is children being taken advantage of. I don't. And if you ever want to see me get really disturbed and perturbed, it's when it comes to children. Don't do it. Oh, and animals too. Although I'm not an extreme PETA supporter because I still eat meat. That's what I'm going to say right now. But for you to sit up there and act like, and then deny it, you took pictures, you sicko. Like, that ain't photoshopped. Because you know what? You enjoyed it and it's pleasurable and you're sick in the head. And I hope while you're in prison, you have time to think about the things you could do. You and your two buddies just passing around a young lady because y'all having big fun. Whew. Let me calm down. I love you too, Kenny. Thank you, baby.
Did you see where the pastor on January 29th, Cordell Jenkins in Ohio, across the street from that church, was busted for having sex with 3 girls? He was a minister.
Well, Ohio, y'all need to pray.
I mean, it's the same street.
Y'all need to pray. What street is it?
Good call.
Whatever street it is in Toledo, Ohio, y'all need to just burn them churches down. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. But I had to talk about it because it disturbs the diva, and that's what this show is all about. We laugh and kiki, but we also want to talk about some serious matters too. And that right there is just sick. Okay, and sadistic. Like, how dare you? How dare you take advantage of a young girl like that? And that's not the only story, y'all. I grew up in Dallas. There is a pastor that sung with the Dallas-Fort Worth Mass Choir, Pastor Yancey. If anyone who's in the gospel community, everybody knows the song, Another Chance. Forgive me, I admit it, I did it. The only thing I seem to do is keep right on messing up. But forgive me, give me another chance. I'm messing up the words, but it's a powerful song. And Daryl Yancey, Pastor Yancey, sang that song. It just came out a couple of months ago that he was doing the same thing and fathered children with the girl he was molesting. I'm just like, really? And then flash forward, back in January, the story came out about a pastor in New York that was sleeping with his own daughter. And his father did the same thing to his own daughter too. Like, really? And let's not forget, in Atlanta, y'all can get mad if you want to, but let's not forget y'all's beloved pastor in Newburgh, Eddie Long. Mm-hmm. He dead and buried, but he did some sick stuff too, and he took that to his grave. But I'm willing to bet that the stuff he was out there doing, he got beat down for it by God because he was exploiting young men. So, miss me on all that. Not my pastor, not my husband. Eason wants to know if these pastors are from Ohio. He tuned in. Yes, these are the Toledo, Ohio pastors, everyone. If you're just joining, we're talking about the Toledo, Ohio pastors. 3 ministers that were molesting and passing around a 14-year-old girl from the time she was 14, I think probably until she was 17, this went on. And now she's 19, and the pastor's crazy-ass wife and his stepdaughter that broke in the girl's apartment to beat her up to make her not testify. That's witness tampering. What's wrong with you? And with the feds, you looking at about 10 years. You better come up. You better throw your husband. You better throw yourself on the mercy of the court. And throw your husband under the bus during his sentencing hearing. That's all I got to say. But let's see. Let's move on to another topic. Little bit more funnier, because I think Ambien is always. If you are on any type of sleep medication, let's just say Ambien did it, okay? And not that they said that they did it, but y'all. Out of my hometown of Dallas, we're going to talk about the craziness out of Dallas, Texas right now. My cousin Nicole, shout out to you. I am Miss Sophia the Diva. We're on BFAM 109.6, and this is the Diva Disturbed. We'll be right back after this break.
With the insurance yet? My insurance place actually called me. I went to look at this.
The abortion, the heartbeat?
No, 50 miles a day. You drive. There's a new law with your insurance in Georgia that passed on January 1st. You know, most insurance people, agents make commission. So they're there to sell you the highest one. You know, if you drive less than 50 miles, you drive less than 50 miles a day, and you live in a qualified zip code in Georgia, you can get up to 43% off your car insurance. Think about that. Less than 50, everybody.
You know, my car is still registered in California because I'm a student.
Well, you're not going to say shit.
But I am saving because even though my tags are expensive, when I got ready to try to do my insurance here in Georgia, because I have USAA, they said don't even do it because it's going to cost you $500 more to have it in Georgia. Just keep it in California. You know what? I think I'm going to probably end up running for Georgia, some sort of Georgia congressional office, just on the strength I want to bring California to Georgia. I want to change the labor laws. I want to protect the employees. I'm tired of these employers exploiting their employees.
People, man, we need some money. You can back her show and her political career.
Yeah. And I'm also tired of these bull crap health things y'all came up with. Like, we're talking about this off, but Georgia now has it where you can't have an abortion if you can hear the fetus heartbeat. What if I've been raped and it hasn't been determined yet if I'm pregnant? And by the time I find out, I got a heartbeat. So now I got to go to North Carolina, Florida, South Carolina, somewhere like that to get an abortion. Because I can always go somewhere else, Georgia. And let me also say, Alyssa Milano is trying to lead a campaign that since y'all passed this bull crap, guess what might be leaving the state of Georgia? We are the Hollywood of the South. Alyssa Milano wants to encourage studios to take their business elsewhere. Stacey Abrams would have vetoed that. Okay, but y'all didn't want Stacey Abrams. Y'all weren't ready for a black female governor that was going to try to make this state great. But I'm just really disappointed in some of the things that I see going on in Georgia. I mean, I understand we want to protect employers, but some of y'all do wrong by your employees. You know, the stuff that y'all do, just because you don't like somebody, you want to set them up to get fired and not expect consequences to happen. I was talking to a friend about that because I don't think I know Florida has good homestead laws and they're tax-free, but they also got some stuff they need to work on too. So I truly am thinking about running for political office. As a matter of fact, before I left California, I was thinking about running for city council in Long Beach. But unfortunately, because I work for the bank, it was a conflict of interest. So I couldn't do that. So once everything is said and done, probably once I graduate from, or maybe even before that, hell, I could be at Clark, Atlanta, get my counseling degree and sitting over there in the State House. But I've always had political ambitions. I thought I was going to be the first Black female governor of Texas, but I don't think I'll be returning to Texas anytime soon. All right, I am Miss Sophia the Diva. Welcome back to Diva Disturb on BFAM 109.6. We are here talking about all these wonderful disturbing topics. Some it got a little heated right there earlier, but we are back and we're going to talk about some things that make you go, or for real, girl? No, girl, okay? So anyway, my cousin, shout out to my cousin Nicole Brown for bringing this one to me. I was like, girl, no. So in my city of Dallas, in one of my old neighborhoods I used to live in, or close to a neighborhood I used to live in, a man walked into an unlocked South Dallas home and climbed into bed with a resident, okay? So he was arrested Saturday after a South Dallas woman reported he entered her home while she was sleeping, according to Dallas Morning News. Demetrius Alexander Hampton, 43, faces charges of burglary of a habitation and resisting arrest. Because it definitely just could be burglary, because that requires the breaking and entering of a home. At the nighttime, the door was open. So, of course, he just walked in, so he didn't break anything because it was there. The woman lived in the 3600 block of Carl Street near Fixie. That's not really north. That's not really South Dallas. That's more like, where is that? Fixie is not, well, I guess it could be considered part of South Dallas. But okay. But either way, she left her door open because her boyfriend was coming over, and she woke up at 2:30 in the morning and realized the man that was groping her was not her boyfriend. Okay. But here's the thing. If you wake up with somebody in bed with you, wouldn't your first thing to be was like, and like scream or do something? Not this lady. She woke up, went back to sleep, but the man still told him to leave. Like, who does that? I think you got busted with this man in your house and decided to cry wolf. Okay. So he returned and groped her again, and she called 911. His bail is set as $26,500. He is also accused of a parole violation. I think she was trying to get her some of that thug love. I don't know. He's actually been convicted in Dallas County of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, assault, possession of a prohibited weapon, theft of a vehicle, evading arrest, and several drug charges. Okay, Demetrius. So anyways, I don't know what that's all about, but I just said blame it on the Ambien. Okay, that's what you say, girl. You on Ambien and you didn't know what the hell was going on. He could even say he was on Ambien and said he sleepwalked into your house and thought he was in one house. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Dallas, come on, get it together.
You might need to add Ambien to the Diva survival kit.
Yes, I probably should add that to the survival kit. You know, get you a prescription. I can recommend a good psychiatrist for you. Okay, that can help you out with that. You can also get it from your regular physician, but I encourage you to see a psychiatrist. Okay. Okay. Where's this other one? There's another story. David Blaine, Me Too. I thought Me Too was dead, but apparently Me Too is not dead. Not just yet. Okay. David Blaine, is my friend Dewan put it. He said he was out here pulling them tricks and making his Johnson reappear somewhere else. It shouldn't have been. Okay. Okay, y'all go. Okay, feminists, don't come get me. I'm not making light of the fact that maybe David Blaine really did violate some people, but you got to admit the jokes sometimes just write themselves, people. Okay. But either way, David Blaine has been accused of being a Me Too person. Will you still go see his magic shows? And will you actually get up on stage and participate? If you ain't been touched in a while by magic, maybe you might want to get some. So he's under investigation after reports of sexual assault were made against the musician, the NYPD reports. Okay. An active investigation is underway by the Department's Special Victims Division. Uh-oh. is what's the name? What's the name of our Law and Order people? The sex crime people. They own it, ain't they? Dun dun. Okay, Shea said at a news conference on Monday and declined to provide any additional details. Meanwhile, sources familiar with the investigation told CNN that an accuser has come forward to file a report against Blaine with the NYPD. However, the allegations is outside the statutes of limitation. According to the source, it's unclear how the NYPD will proceed. The Master Illusion first rose to fame in 1999 when he was buried in a plexiglass coffin. So he was in there doing something then too. And he's scheduled for a European tour that kicks off in June. Let me say this about Me Too, and I can't remember if I've said this. I've had conversations about this. Here's the thing about Me Too. I'm mad at some of you heifers. I really am. Y'all set up here and let these other women get violated by these men when you should have said, girl, don't take a meeting with him in nighttime in a hotel because all he gonna do is try to get your cookie, okay? Don't go in his office by yourself, girl, because he might try to get with you, okay? Say something, just like at the airport. If you see something, say something, okay? Do something, hell. Because, I mean, that could save all of us a lot of grief. Because you could have just been like Whoopi Goldberg goes, you in danger. Okay, you could have just did that and everybody would have been fine with it, okay? And you know, now all of a sudden here it is 10, 12 years later, and now we found out that Harvey Weinstein been living foul all this time, okay? So I'm just saying, I'm mad at some of y'all. I know y'all was scared and you thought your career came first, but you could have got, if it was meant for you to have a lucrative career in Hollywood, it would have worked out. The universe would have converged down and made it happen. Girl. That's all I'm saying. Don't get mad at me. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Also in Dallas, thanks to my cousin again. Obviously, she's been watching a lot of the Dallas Morning. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm crazy and I can't, I ain't taking my medication today. So my friend Kenny said that they qualify for the discount on insurance in Georgia. He also said that the new abortion law is one step closer to overturning Roe versus Wade. I don't understand why my ovaries and my uterus are so important to men, but, I really don't understand that because I personally, I've never been pregnant, never had an abortion, never had any of that happen. Of course, them damn fibroids probably helped prevent that, so they were probably good for something. They ain't always good for anything. They're probably good for something because Lord knows I've had a few slip-ups. I guess y'all gonna have to start getting Plan B. That's all you have because you have $50. $50 versus $100,000. Over, what is it, $50 for Plan B? Yeah, I wouldn't know. I ain't never had taken myself personally. All I'm saying is this: if y'all don't want to get pregnant, don't do it. Or find some way. Y'all girls out here telling that birth control make me sick. Girl, just throw up and pop it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, because otherwise, okay. Anyway, it's that special time of the show. Sing it for me, Carly. Speaking of which, I need to speak about that real quick. I got Ambien for you too, boys, because I'm going to knock you out and take your money. Okay, don't you? So, anyway, as you know, Diva Disturbed is supported by her fans. My campaign for a Diva Disturbed is that each of my friends and people watching that want to support, cash out me $1. That's all I'm asking for. Y'all give $1 to the homeless man on the corner. I need your dollar to stay on the air. That's all I'm saying. There's enough of y'all on here. I'm just asking Diva, just cash out me $1. If you want to give more than that, there may be some special prizes and gifts for you. Okay. But my cash app is Diva1977. I don't know why my producer laughing so hard. But either way, I do have one sponsor who sponsors 2 of my shows. But we also need another sponsor, if not more. And I would like to make all of you my sponsors. And if you have your own business that you won't advertise, all my credit repair people, All of my people who are out here selling bedroom candy and pure romance, Mary Kay, paparazzi, I will promote you, but it's going to cost you, okay? So that's all the Diva is asking for. This is a Diva Disturb. I really want to make this something more, and we really want to make this a more, we want iHeartRadio to pick us up. That's what we really are gunning for, okay? So let's try to help a Diva out. If you want to be a part of it, you know, hey, I'm taking sponsors. We will also do advertisements for you. My producer is equipped to come out to your business if you are local. And also here, let me tell you something. If you have a commercial already shot and you're like in Dallas or California or somewhere, you can always, what is it, WeTransfer or whatever it is, or Dropbox or whatever, and we can put it up and play it during our commercial breaks. So that's just my PR plug, my PBS call to donate. Okay. You know, I'm Miss Sophia the Diva. So let's get on with the rest of the show, good people. Watch out for Cardi. I need some ambience. Pop a little pill, knock you out, take your cash. I should be laughing at that because that, y'all, and people were really mad at Cardi. She needs to be arrested like the rest of them. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's just the street life, baby. And I ain't saying it's right, but all I'm saying is y'all ain't never heard of hit a lick. That's what that is, hit a lick. And that's what they do is there are people out there. That's why, you know, people who order these women off of Craigslist and what was the other one that used to be Page 6 or Backpage or whatever it was called. You gotta be careful ordering them women because, honey, they could be running with a whole crew and will knock you out, chain you to the bed because you decide you want to be kinky and have a golden shower. Next thing you know, all your gold and silver gone. My friend said if he's stupid enough to go home with her. But you know what, Nichelle, sometimes they'll take them to the hotel, and if they have all their jewelry and stuff on, they'll take that and whatever cash they have. That's what they do. Because that movie Hit a Lick that TV1 did about that one girl, that's the kind of crew she rolled with. So men and women, be safe out there because you can be taken advantage of. And Cardi is just a product of her environment. I'm not saying it's right. Here's my thing, my message to Cardi B. Cardi B, shut the hell up. Stop talking about it. Just don't. Whatever it is that you did in your past that is unsavory, put it in a tell-all book when you're 75 years old. Okay, people will be more sympathetic about it. Okay. Let's see what else. There was another story I want to talk about. Okay, lawyering while black. I come out of the courtroom, not me, but this is just picture it. 2019. I am suited and booted. I've been before the court and the judge arguing for my client to get his record expunged. I come out, this sheriff told me I need to see some ID. Well, y'all, that is what happened to an attorney from Legal Aid. Lawyering while black is what we call it. So this sheriff deputy, what was the name of the attorney? Rashad James, a young black man who was an attorney for Legal Aid. Now, normally when you're in the courthouse, all of us have a bar card, especially because it helps you get expeditiously through the lines. You usually ain't got to stand in line. That's why when I had to go to regular court after having been VIP at the courthouse for so long, I was like, I don't like this because I was a clerk for the public defender. So I was able to skip having to go through the line and go through the attorney's entrance. But anyways, this sheriff deputy was feeling like he was deputy of a Boss Hogg, a Sheriff Boss Hogg or somebody, just dumb. What was his sidekick? Skeeter on Dukes of Hazzard, was that his sidekick? Linus? Amos. Yeah. So Deputy Amos. Okay, that's what we're going to call him. So he detained him for lawyering while black because he didn't believe, he thought he was faking being an attorney. Really? Is that what the world has come to? Really? We got to fake it to make it. Let me tell you something. This is not the first time we've heard of a successful black person or a person of color who is a working professional. There was a woman a few years ago in 2015 in New York that spent a week in the insane asylum for being told that the BMW she was driving as she was grooving in and having a good time because it was Happy Friday, that wasn't hers. Come on, law enforcement. Black people are rich out here, okay? There's more to us than this Jay-Z and Beyonce. There are regular people that actually can afford things like BMWs and all of that good stuff. So get it together. Let's see how much more time we got because I need to hit my reality. Okay, so we're going to spend our last segment or our last 15 minutes of the show talking about one of my favorite things, reality TV. You get a car, I get a car, everybody get a car. Let's talk about it. There's not a lot. Let me tell y'all something. Sunday night was just not a good night for me. I mean, I was high from seeing Van Hunt, but then I came home and I said, I'm going to sit up here and watch these shows. Up first, let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's how I felt about Real Housewives of Atlanta because once again, Nene was a jackass. And the most exciting thing was her being on, the most exciting thing about Nene is well, not even exciting, but it's just really sad that you got to be on social media and they are not my friends. They ain't my friends. They Cynthia is a sneaky snake because she invited Kenya. Basically what you saying, Nene, is that Kenya can't be friends, Cynthia can't be friends with other people. And I was glad to see Cynthia today on, what's his name show, the Good Morning America spinoff, where she basically said, you know, maybe we could be friends, but not right now because I need a break. Nene is a toxic friend. You should separate from her. She acted the biggest fool. Talking about, can you look at her body? Ooh, is she going to lose some weight? She's 8 months pregnant, you cow. Like, what is wrong with you, Nene? Like, really? And then Cynthia wanted Greg to come up and say a few words. You stay right here, Greg. Don't you move. Like, who does that? Like, who raised you? Like, what the is wrong with you? Really, Nene? You need to grow up. And, you know, Candy got Kenya to come because Kenya was not going to come. Petty as it was, because she said the cameras will be there and she ain't got no check. Okay. And I never thought I would say this, and I think I said this last week. Can we have Kenya and Phaedra back? I really want Phaedra. Phaedra is one of my favorites. Kenya, I never thought I would say I want Kenya back, but I'd much rather have her any day over Nene. That's all I'm saying. And shout out to Cynthia for still marketing herself. She has a Seagram's Peach Bellini that is her signature Peach Bellini. And she is the face and the co-contributor to this particular brand of Seagram. So shout out to her. I can't remember if there was anything else that really happened on there. Oh, Shamari, baby. You, according to the tabloids, you owe the IRS about $200,000 or $300,000. How would you know if Eva was bringing in an expensive bouquet of flowers? You know, Trader Joe's makes a lot of bouquets look good, baby. But either way, you were busy counting her pockets. You need to be counting yours so you can get the IRS out of your pockets. Y'all bless the Lord. I need to get the IRS out of my. Don't y'all come look at me. I ain't got no damn money. Can't get blood from a turnip. Okay, but either way, all I'm saying is y'all need to stop counting pockets. And speaking of counting pockets, that brings us into our next segment of Married to Medicine LA. I love this show. I'm here for this show, but I'm glad that someone, out of all the people on the show, not even a full-time cast member, but Dr. Imani's mama, who is a very regal woman, got her together about making a comment about Jasmine and her husband's, what it looked like. Well, okay. Now I will say this, Jasmine, 5 Bentleys. Really? Girl, you didn't want nothing else. You didn't want a Porsche. You didn't want a Mercedes, you know, what is it, the AMG or whatever it is version. You didn't want that. You didn't want a, what's another car? A Laviolole or whatever. You didn't want one of those. Like in Basic Instinct, I still want one. My dream car is a 911 Turbo Porsche that's a really dark purple. That's so dark that you only see it in the light. It shows, it goes to purple when it hits the light. That's what I want, drop top. But I diversified, you know, because it did look a little Scarfacious. But to each their own. Everyone has certain things that they want and dream about having. Now, Dr. Britton, I'm praying for you, girl, because Camarillo, girl, you're going to be stuck in traffic for at least 2 or 3 hours. And to me, that is the craziest thing about people. I get you want your kids to be in a great school district. With the amount of money you spend in commuting like that, you probably could just put them in a decent private school nearby. And also, what's wrong with supplementing your kids' education by you tutoring them or hiring a tutor to come in? And that's what I was asking about Dr. Noel, because her daughter is already feigning being ill because she don't want to go to school because no one in the school looks like her and they're not relating to her. What I will say to you, little Gabby, is that sometimes we will be the only faces in the room. I attended a college where sometimes I was the only face in my class because of my major, for whatever reason, I don't know. Sometimes I was the only one. But, you know, also as parents, you got to make decisions about what's going to be best for your child. And I get that, but at the same time, you got to also consider their development. And sometimes we end up with them in the workplace and they be dysfunctional as hell. And we got time for that. Let's see, what else happened on Married to Medicine LA? Asha, Shanique, and Jasmine so far. I thought I was going to like Asha because I'm familiar with Asha as an actress, but she just doing teen too much. And like, she needs to find her own voice. I'm going to say that much because I noticed that when it got heated at the table, she wanted to talk about, I just need to talk to my husband so he can tell me that I'm crazy for being insecure about Shanique saying these things about my husband having cheated on me when we were still dating with his ex. The thing is this though, Asha, with you knew she was going to be there. And so I don't get why you just went the hell off about it. Okay, I didn't get that. Now, I think that's all I got. If anybody has anything else they want to comment about Married to Medicine LA or RHOA, you got 9 minutes. But we're going to move on to my other favorite show, my guilty pleasure that a lot of people hate that I watch, but I love it. Love it, Hip Hop Atlanta. Yes. Okay, we are there. Okay. So y'all know Scrap DeLeon that got out of prison, right? And you know he got a baby mama named Tiara that Tommy and Tiara got into it a couple of seasons ago because he was dating Tommy and Tiara didn't know. But I think he was still dipping and slipping in Tiara, okay? So anyway, you know, he's in the halfway house and he only has one family member. So he's always at his long-lost sister's house to Cheyenne. Boy, Tiara, the thirst is real, baby. I feel so bad for you. I was like, girl, if you don't stop, this man don't want you. He's just not that into you. Because his thing is this. He's about to be honest, I'm just not really all that into her. Because, you know, I'm just about co-parenting. That's what I'm about. But she was like, you know, you can have this, you can get this, and all this stuff. Come to find out, Scrap is messing around with crazy-ass, confused Moniece, okay? Who is from the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood cast, okay? Scrap, do you like freedom? If you like freedom, stay away from Monique. She crazy, okay? She confused and crazy. She go back and forth. She go from yelling in the canyon to tooting the flute, okay? You need to figure, I'm just saying, and she crazy. We seen how she handled herself on Love and Hip Hop, steer clear. Scrap, little Scrappy. You wrong for letting your mother-in-law sit up there and talk about your Mama D, okay? How's she going to be the one to tell Mama D how she needs to dress and what to do? And you a guest in her home. I had no problem with Mama D telling her, here's the, here, heifer, keys to Motel 6 room. I hope they leave the lights on for you, okay? This your new accommodations, okay? So that's where you going to stay. I appreciate that. What else happened? I did not know that Candy has a cousin that is a local Atlanta rapper, Akbar V. Now, Akbar, you said you got 5 children, but no money. Okay, I'm trying to figure that out. All your children are with different relatives in the family. Now, is this state mandated or voluntary? I got questions. Being a rapper is cute, but when you got responsibilities, I think you need to figure out something else and make that a hobby and not a career pursuit when you have children depending on you. Now, Candy, as it turns out, loaned her first and last month's rent, plus deposit to help her get on her feet. I have a feeling Candy will be paying rent unless Mona Scott's going to be kicking in the bill. But she wants to get off of Cleveland Avenue, which apparently is in the hood. I don't know. I'm not from Atlanta, but y'all comment and let me know. But either way, someone just got killed, and she wanted one of her sons to come stay with her because she don't want him to be about that life. That's commendable. I like that. What else happened on this episode? I think that's about it. I think that, Mama D and Karen King, them two sexy old grandmas. I think it was Funky Diva that was talking about that. He was saying that, he wants Mama D to dress age appropriate. My thing is this, she's almost 60 years old out here living her best life. If that's what she want to wear, so be it. Turn the channel. We ain't got to look at it. But I like Mama D. I like her spunk. I like her spirit. I just love her. She's a crazy old coot, and I like her. But I really just didn't like the fact that Scrappy was just sitting there let his mother-in-law, Cece, Bambi's mama, talk about it. And see, even Bambi was like, when her mom started talking, Bambi was like, I'm sleepy. I'm going to leave the conversation because she didn't want to hear it either. So I don't know. We didn't see Stevie J or Faith Evans or Mimi this episode. Tokyo got angry at Sierra. Tokyo, Shekinah, Che Mac is back, or as I like to say, Che, let's do this like Brutus. Mac is back. She now is a DJ and she done gave her life to Christ and everything else. I don't know if she gave life. Anyway, she's really a fitness person. I already knew it was going to be some BS when Shekinah and Tokyo talking about they want to get in shape. I said, them heifers ain't ready. They will not dig in deep. They did one set of a workout in 2 weeks to fitness and gave up. And then when Sierra tried to talk to Tokyo about losing weight, she got angry. And I told Sierra, you brave girl, because that's a big girl. She could have knocked you right into that air vent that suck up the smoke and stuff from on top of the stove where you was there. She threw out that girl's food. I was like, she looked hungry too. She might knock you out. But here's the thing, y'all. And we'll close out on this. You got to take care of your health, especially Black people. We are prone to have things like diabetes and high blood pressure. And I don't know if Tokyo is just doing that for show or if she really thinks that, she needs to be plus size in order to be accepted. Here's the thing. There is nothing wrong with being plus size, but you have to be healthy. Some people are supposed to be big, but that don't mean you have to eat like it. You should work out. Even if you don't want to go hard and heavy, just walk 2 miles a day on the treadmill or go walking in your neighborhood. Do yoga, do something, but save yourself. As a matter of fact, a lot of people love to do water aerobics too. So I'm just saying you got to take care of your health. I personally, when I was 37, maybe 36 is when I found out I had high blood pressure. Mine is hereditary, as it turns out, because my mom was like 33 when she got diagnosed. But I still had to do things. I was sitting at 260 pounds and didn't even know it. But when I look back at video and tape, I'm just like, God, dog, I look like Shamu. And nobody said anything. And then y'all had the nerve. I'm talking to all my friends out there this week. Y'all had this, oh my God, you're losing so much weight. Are you okay? No, I wasn't okay when I was 260 pounds from right here looking like Shamu. And now y'all concerned. Somebody should have said something. They should have told me to stop going down there to Johnny Rockets getting chili cheese fries. Okay, I'm just saying. But either way, don't forget, y'all, that we do have a guest coming up at the end of the month. Alex, I have not forgotten to send you the advertisement. I just really have been not in a good space. Most of the time, I'm just sitting at home looking crazy. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now, watching. Well, now, my friend got me watching. Don't judge me, y'all, because I said I would never watch it, but I'm watching Game of Thrones.
Oh.
You like it, I love it. Okay, I don't love it. I started watching the first episode today, so he's excited that I'm watching it.
Peer pressure.
Trying to save a relationship. No, oh, so anyway, winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming, okay? I want to thank everybody tonight for joining. Don't forget, cash out me at Diva1977 if you want to cash out me a little dollar, a little thing, a little something. I won't do nothing strange for a little piece of change. But, you know, thank you guys who have been supporting this show, though, because I really appreciate those of you who have been donating consistently. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And you know what, DJ, you can take us on up and up out of here. Hey.
Next show.